Hey, folks, you're listening to the Wrecking Crew Comedy Podcast. I'm Vito D'Amico, and today we have a special guest. We always have a special guest, but this guy could bust your face. That's we've got Jason Saggo live in Vegas right now. He's in a hot tub with a couple of broads, and he is fighting this weekend, Saturday, at UFC. What number is it?
196.
196. And he's taking on Sayas, right?
Yeah, Salas.
Salas, sorry, fuck Salas. Who cares, man? You're gonna kill him. So
exactly.
So real quick, you've been asked this a million and one times. I don't want to ask you the same bullshit. When you go to the ring, are you gonna do anything different? Are you gonna do like you know how Connor always does different shit? Are you gonna do anything different going to the ring?
I usually walk into the tune Kung Fu Fighting.
Right.
You know, whoa, and it kind of just, gets me in the mood. It just kind of puts me in a calm state, so I could just be calm, stay focused, and, that way, because when I'm fighting, you don't want to go in there with, 100% aggression and have your muscles all tense. You actually want to be a little bit relaxed, and you want to stay focused so you can move and flow.
Oh, really? You don't go in there all bent out of shape and ready to rock and roll?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? When sometimes you see guys, fighting on the streets, it's 100%, but
right.
When you're fighting in the cage or the octagon, whatever, you kind of got to set a pace that you can keep. You got to do 3 5-minute rounds. So
yeah, guys.
It's not going to be over in 10, 20 seconds, whatever. Yeah. You got to make sure you're setting a pace you can keep.
Yeah, those are the kind of fights I get into. The 30-second go crazy, yell,
the 30
swear.
Second war.
Yeah, and then you lose all your energy and you're glad your buddy stepped in to stop it.
Exactly. But the thing is, when you're in the octagon, if you go 30 seconds, you go nuts and you lose your energy, then the other guy's like, okay, this guy's tired. Now it's time for me to go to work. And then that's going to be the worst experience of your life.
Yeah, didn't that happen to PJ Penn a couple years ago where he was beating the shit out of the guy for 2 rounds, and then the last round he just had no energy left?
Yeah, it's exhausting beating the shit out of somebody. So
yeah.
You got to make sure you pace yourself, and you don't want to just kill yourself right off the bat. You got to make sure that you're setting a pace that you can keep, and that you're going to be able to come out strong in the third and final round.
Right. And then because I've been thinking, Connor always steals a show, talking and shit like that, doing stuff different. You should go to the ring with a bunch of midgets carrying you.
I don't know if that would get approved by the UFC, but that would definitely be different.
Or have a fat chick put you on her shoulders,
That would be good, yeah. You could just jump on or a backpack, something
right.
that. I think that would get a lot of attention.
Or I'm throwing these at you. You could use these. Okay, I've thought about this the whole day.
Ideas.
Write these down. Write these down in the bubbles. What you do, okay? You walk with a pregnant chick to the ring, okay? You tell Rogan. You tell Rogan that this is my going to be my girlfriend, this pregnant chick. As you're walking to the ring, have the basketball pop out. Tell her she's going to have it there. While they're checking her out, you jump into the ring, put him in a fucking a camel clutch, get him out.
A camel clutch.
Yeah. Do the camel clutch and move on.
What's the camel clutch?
You don't know what the camel clutch is?
No, describe it to me.
Okay, you get a guy, and it's like you put the arms. He knows what it is. Talk to Jason beside you. He knows a camel clutch.
The camel. Oh, is it some crazy jiu-jitsu technique?
No, it's the Sheik, the Iron Sheik's move.
Oh, it's a wrestling, a WWE move.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Put him in one of those.
Okay.
Stick out your tongue. Boo. Do whatever it takes, man. And put him in one of those moves, and people will remember. You'll steal the show, okay? And people guys won't give a shit about the McGregor fight. I guarantee you. Guys will talk about you the whole night.
I think everybody is going to give a shit about the McGregor fight.
How do you think he's going to do?
I think he's going to finish Diaz in I think maybe the 3rd, but Diaz brothers are tough, man. Those guys, they're tough, good boxers. McGregor might be a little bit more dynamic with his kicks, but the Diaz brothers, they're tough. They're hard to finish. So I don't, it's tough to say. Who do you think is going to win it?
I think Connor. I really do. I think he's very. I love a guy that's so confident
He's very sure of himself.
Yeah, he's so sure of himself. I love how that oozes out of somebody. I grew up at a time where, as you could tell, I love bad wrestlers. Not bad wrestlers, but mean guys.
Yeah.
Because they always shot their mouths off and, you know, like
old school.
Yeah, and I love that about, you know, instead of saying the same regurgitated thing, they come out and they talk, like grab the mic and go, Joe, by the way, Vito D'Amico's funnier than you, and drop the mic.
And walk away.
And he'll go, who the fuck's Vito D'Amico, and what was that all about? But I will be the only guy in London, Ontario happier than pig shit when you do that.
I'll consider it.
You know, I'll tell everybody when they're watching the fight, can you grab, like, if you go to the third, which I don't think you'll go to the third, I think you'll win in the first, okay? But if you go to the third, touch your left balls. I know you're saying hi to me.
Okay, I'll tap him.
Tap him, give him like the 1, 2, 3, and I'll go, that's for me. That's me.
That's our code.
Yes, and I'll tell my buddies, right? And we'll all be watching. Oh, it'll be awesome. You sound very relaxed.
For me.
You sound so relaxed, man. You sound like you're in a hot tub.
I am, man. I'm in a hot tub, chilling out, looking up
That's
at palm
fantastic.
trees, but you know what? You know what it is right now? It's the calm before the storm.
Yes,
you know,
and
just
does that
relaxing? You know, before we go into battle, and just trying to take it easy, let my body heal up, and then
right?
Saturday,
and I don't think
we go to war.
Yeah, you're gonna go to war, and I don't think people know how hard it is for you guys. The training alone could fuck you up. Never mind the
training
fight.
alone usually does fuck you up. Usually, that's why so many guys pull out. The main event for this fight, the guy got injured 2 weeks ago, and they had to pull out.
Right.
Was Rafael Dos Anjos, so people get injured all the time before their fights.
And you how are you gonna, like? You're just too nice, Jace. We're talking to Jason Saggo.
You gotta find the balance. You know, you gotta know when to be a nice guy and when to be a killer. So hopefully this fight, you're gonna see the killer come out.
Well, I know you will. You're gonna go in there. You just seem very. I know you're confident, but you're very pleasant. You know.
You know, it's I just go in there, train hard. I know what I need to do. Just do the same techniques I do in training, and go out there and do my thing. You know, the hard work's already done. Just gotta go out there and kick some ass.
Yeah, that's super. I think you dropped the phone in the hot tub for a second, but that is.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So, when you go in there, you know, when you do the stare down, when you stare at the guy, like, what are you thinking? Like, most of the time, I'm thinking, how am I I'm always like, how am I going to get out of this without getting killed? What are you going to do?
Well, usually the fights don't occur at the stare down. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like sizing your opponent up. Honestly, I don't think much out of it. It's more just for entertainment, right? For the fans and stuff. So you guys can mad mug each other, whatever.
Right.
For me, you know, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what happens the night after, right? When you're actually in the ring. All the shit that happens before that, all the trash talking, all of the mean mugging, all of the stare down. It doesn't mean anything. And the only thing that matters is when you hear the first bell and the fight's on. That's when those are the moments that count.
And I've seen your fights. You're not a dirty fighter.
No,
you're very clean, and that bothers me. You need to.
That bothers you. Okay.
You need to.
What am I gonna do? You want me to do groin strikes?
No. Before you even start, I'm talking about the stare down. Fucking grab him and kiss him on the lips, and then seriously, that will get in his head, and Joe will go.
That'll get in my head. I'll be mentally disturbed.
No. Just go to the corner and say, "You guys, you know I'm not a fag. I'm just doing this for the show, okay?" And then. I'm serious. Grab him, and then he'll go, "What the fuck was that all about?" And then
I'll be like Vito told me to do.
Yeah. Then when you're on the floor and you got him in a headlock, just get him in a headlock and kiss the back of his head. And I swear to you, they'll go nuts. They will go nuts, Jace. Okay.
I don't think but
he won't know what hit him. Jason
will be a good thing. I don't know if that will be a positive thing.
Jace, he'll be in his head. He'll go, "What the fuck is this all about?" And then when you got him, you just go, you just make funny noises. You know what I mean?
It's a distraction tactic.
Exactly.
You're good. Your specialty, I can tell, is the distraction. Tactic.
Yeah. My specialty is to piss people off, right?
Yeah.
So
you get in their heads.
I get in. Well, I actually break into people's houses. But
Okay.
I
He's
get in.
breaking it at a ring.
Yeah. I could get in somebody's head, and I used to do that all the time. If I knew the guy was tougher, honestly, Jay, I'd blow him a kiss, and they'd lose their fucking mind.
You kind of throw them off their game, though.
Well, they lose all their energy with their buddy holding them or the bouncer while you're sitting there, drinking your rum and coke.
Chilling.
So it's just psychologically they're gonna waste more energy.
You're a master of psychological.
Well, I'm an idiot, right? So that helps out. You know what I mean? That in these situations that helps out.
You probably get a little bit of it from wrestling, right? Too, like WWE style.
I grew up on that shit. My favorite was watching when a guy would humiliate the other guy. And
I watched like Jake the Snake and Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, the racist. Yes,
the Undertaker.
Yeah, the Hogan. And so who famous have you must have met some amazingly famous guys, man.
Like George St. Pierre and
Right.
stuff like that. And just yesterday I was talking with like Chris Weidman, just kind of asking him some questions about training. A guy with that experience.
Right.
Former champion and stuff. And met Conor McGregor actually yesterday. That was really cool. That was awesome.
How was he? Was he nice to you?
He's super cool. Yeah, really nice guy. He's actually really down to earth. He just puts on a show, right? It's all for show. So he's actually a really nice guy. And he tore his ACL, and I ruptured my Achilles tendon. So we were kind of like talking about our injury stories and stuff. And he just wished me best of luck on my fight and said he'd be watching. So I was like, cool, man, thanks.
And is it true that when he talks, he's actually he doesn't have the Irish accent? He's actually Jewish?
No, he's 100% Irish.
Okay, I just thought he was Jewish. Just sometimes I heard people say that it's just an act.
No, he's 100% Irish. He's not Jewish.
Could you imagine if it was, though? Like if he talked to you and he was like actually like some Jewish little accent? Weird.
I don't even know too many Jewish fighters. Actually, you know what? His movement coach, Ido Portal, is Jewish.
Jeez.
He's one of the best. Well, he's the most well-known movement coach in the whole world, and he's Jewish.
That's that's a leg up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I appreciate it. I want you to relax. I want you to go there. When you see, do me a favor, when you see Joe Rogan, just go, Joe, Vito's funnier than you. He'll kick your ass.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. When he goes and picks it up, slap his bald head. Like Benny Hill. You don't remember Benny Hill.
And then tap my balls 3 times.
Tap your ball 3 times and go, that's for you, baby. And I'll just,
for you, baby.
Yeah, that's it. And then blow a kiss, and I'll go, guys, that's for me.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, good. Don't soak up too much water. Folks, we've been talking to Jason Saggo.
I cut 10 pounds of water weight tomorrow. So
I know, that's what scares me. I'm worried. I'm going, that is a lot. Don't overdo it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure that you go in there 100%. And if you're not going to lose, you're going to win. Because I got a lot of money on you. And if I lose the house, I'm fucked. Okay?
Bet your house.
Yeah.
Your house, man.
So I got a lot of money on you, so I don't want to freak you out or anything like that. But if you don't win,
no pressure.
Yeah, my wife will throw me out of the house, and I'll be sleeping on I don't know if you got a couch
you can crash at my place.
You got a futon. I hate futons. They fuck up my back. So just relax, Jason. We've been talking to Jason Saggo. Thank you so much. Have fun. Kick ass. I know you're gonna win.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Vito. Appreciate it.
No problem. Put the other Jason, your monster trainer there.
Okay.
Thanks, Jace.
Figliano back on. Trainer, here he comes. Thanks, Vito. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jace. Have a good one. Kick ass.
Okay, take care.
Ciao.
You're on.
Hey.
Jason Figliano.
What did I tell you? Isn't he a nice guy?
He's too nice.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, he's way too nice.
He's too nice, man. Like you have to teach him. I know that you have a black belt in karate, and you're also your psychology, which I'm thinking he's too nice because you got to teach him to fight dirty in there. You know, like gouge the guy's eye. You know what I do? You know the way what a weasel I am. I will get on the ground and cry like a baby. Okay, and then when the guy comes and tries to help me, I kick him in the knee. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so people don't know.
Can you make the tears come out though? because you need to tears.
I could make tears easily come out. No problem, Jace. No problem.
That's the selling feature, right?
Not really. I try not to do it in front of women because it really turns them off. Okay? So
I can see that.
Yeah, it completely turns them off. They're not into that shit. But folks, we're talking to Jason Figliano. He is the trainer, okay? And he also has a gym, MMA, like he's a teacher, he's a trainer. The guy's built like a shit brick house. Jace, how do you, when you see a guy, how do you sit there? Do you ever look at a guy and go, like, there's no way, dude. There's no way you'll ever get in the ring. Like, you got to see greatness in a champion. Like, in a person, do you sit there and go, I don't know if this guy... like, can you tell?
You know, it's... a lot of people sit there and say that they can look at someone and know. And I beg to differ. I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. And, you know, whether it's full contact karate or grappling tournaments... it really boils down to the heart. Like, when you are really pinned against the wall and you have two options, either tap, curl up and give the guy whatever he wants to get the fight over with, or bite down, grind it out, and fight. It could come from all different body shapes, images, you never know. You know, and you know, Saggo's a perfect example. He's so nice. He's always smiling. But his last fight against Paul Felder, I mean, he bit down and beat the crap out of Paul Felder in the last round, and this guy went on to just destroy guys afterwards. It was Felder's only, and when Jay loses, it's always split decision losses.
Right, right.
Where I've seen guys where it's like in training camp, they're amazing. They get, you know, they're no problem, but once they get the pressure put on them, they fold.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
and that's the heart of a champion right there. It's like a straight-A student, and they go out in the real world and get the shit knocked out of them, you know?
Right, and there's a difference between a fighter and a sports fighter. You know what I mean? Like a guy that fights and a guy that does sports fighting, you know? Like when I fight, I love training, but I hate training for a fight. But I love being in the ring fighting.
Right.
It's weird, you know? There's some guys out there, they love training for a fight, but they hate the actual fighting part.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Who was it that I used to watch? Remember Tito? It showed a special about Tito when he would fight, and he would sleep, wake up, work out. Like, he hated it. Like, he hated getting into the ring to fight. Like, it was the build-up, and it's just... I understand it. Like, some, you know, I don't fight for a living, but it can be pretty nerve-wracking, you know?
It is, especially at this level here. Like you know, we're talking about he's been doing press conference after talk after interview. He's probably done over 30 of them in the span of 6 weeks.
Right.
And every time you do one, it builds it up in your head a little bit more.
Right. That's why I brought him back down to earth. You know, everybody's going, "This is what you're gonna do." This, and I'm like, "No, Saggo. This is what you got to do. You got to go in there, fight dirty, kiss him on the lips." Do whatever it takes, man.
Well, I mean, you have to remember, this sport was built off of originally that idea. You know, the original Vale Tudo fights in Brazil was eye gouging, headbutting, groin shots, hair pulling. That stuff was allowed. You know,
right.
So when I teach, like when we teach our jiu-jitsu classes, we teach a style that is conducive to a street fight. It's not conducive to a sport.
Right.
You know, and then when you add the rules, it's a little easier. You know, okay, you can't headbutt a guy, you can't elbow a guy. But in our jiu-jitsu style, we don't want to really headbutt or elbow because we want to control the guy and submit him.
Right. Now, you ever watch? England has bare knuckle boxing. They've had that for years. Is there any, like, those guys? They don't wrestle or anything, but they stand up and they beat the shit out of each other with bare knuckle. Do you think that will ever... Do you remember when it started off, UFC, when it started off? They would have like
no gloves, no rounds, no time limits,
Yeah, like that. I really enjoyed that, you know?
You have to, like my good friend is Hoist Gracie. He won the first two.
Yeah.
I talked to him last week after he beat Ken Shamrock, and, you know, he didn't even wrap his hands for the fight. They just gave him gloves.
Yeah. But do
you know, he misses those days. Everybody misses those days. It changes up the way you fight when you got to worry about the fact that your hands aren't covered.
Right. And that I wish it got back to that because I mean it wasn't I don't know. I just enjoyed seeing. I remember seeing the fight that you're talking to. I thought Ken Shamrock was going to kill Hoist, right?
Oh
Like
no.
size wise, I just thought like if you look at Ken Shamrock, he was built like a god. He looked like Zeus, and then he went in there and Hoist just beat him.
Now, are we talking about the one that just happened?
No, the one before, like
right, the very first
the
one.
very first one, like
Right, and that was the whole mentality behind the Gracies was, okay, we got to find the smallest competitor to put in there.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way it's going to work. And Hickson was the ideal man, but Hickson was the monster of the family, and he still is a monster. Like, this guy's fighting game is off the chain. So they put Hoist. He's a small little guy. He's, I think, 170 pounds, maybe 75 pounds.
Right.
And the best fight I remember is the Kimbo Slice fight. Or not Kimbo Slice, Kimo Leopold fight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was a grinding fight. It was amazing.
Do you, what's his name just passed away? The black guy, he fought
Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, and I was just watching a couple days ago him taking on not Rodman, Jackson, Rampage Jackson. And do you remember that first fight? How unbelievably, like, just you could feel the emotion. You could feel that these two were just two pit bulls going at it. I love that. Like, I just thought that got me, physically, like, going, oh shit, these guys are gonna rock and roll. Even the announcer said, folks, don't blink, something's about to happen. Like, I love that.
Well, and you talk about being able to pick champions out of the group. Backstage, Randleman walked up to Jackson and said, "You are going to be big news. You are going to be the man one day. You've got the heart." Like, there's video footage of it, and it's really cool to watch.
Right.
We know Quentin Jackson went on to do some great things.
Yeah, and that really that's a shame that he passed away. That really is a shitty thing. He was just a young man too. He was only like 43 or something.
Yeah, it's scary because I remember growing up watching this guy fight, and it's like these guys are dropping.
Yeah, and it's freaking me out. Do you think it's the? I mean, you guys train like crazy. Do you think that has a toll on the human body? I mean, I look at Bruno's, like, I don't know if you know Bruno Sammartino, right? He's a wrestler, old-time wrestler, but he's like 80 years old, and he used to work out and he would kill himself. I don't know. The guy's fine, and then you have guys from the in the 70s, 80s that I grew up watching. They're all dropping off like flies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Is it just partying, or they didn't take care of themselves, or?
Well, I mean, it's a machine. Our body's a complex machine, and some of these guys are taking, substance, banned substance. They're doing drugs, and their heart can only take so much, and over the years, it just gets destroyed.
Right.
It's a sad part of any sport industry. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the WWE, very few wrestlers make it past the age of, 40, I think it was? Like, it was a scary number.
45 or something. And the numbers are... I don't watch it like I used to because of that. Okay? Roddy Piper just passed away, and I just said, I can't do this anymore. I put so much time and effort watching these guys, and then they're Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, guys that I grew up just, either that or they lose their mind like Hulk Hogan, Yeah. And just it's just
and start a reality TV show.
Yeah, where they it's just I don't want to see that. I don't want to see guys that I grow up watching dying, and I don't want to see guys that I grew up watching losing their mind on TV. Mm-hmm. It just bugs me. I just think that's just not the way. I don't want to see it. But we live in a time that we want to see a guy fail, or we want to see a guy break down, and I just think that's not cool. That's not what I was there for. I'm not into that shit.
No, and what you will notice is in the MMA community, MMA has become the word, but people don't know what it stands for. They don't understand it's mixed martial arts, and they forget the martial arts part. And you're going to find that the guys that are the healthiest are the martial artists that became fighters,
right?
Not the guys that became fighters because of watching the fights.
Right.
Guys that have gotten black belts in disciplines and have learned self-control and, learned how to make their body optimal for them, right, without having to use a million different substances, a million different, different things like that.
Yeah, folks, we're talking to trainer Jason Figliano. He is the owner and president of the Canadian Black Belt Academy. He has a degree in psychology, and he is also built like a shit brick house. I mean, you are, what are you, like 250? Like, fuck, you're,
I float between 265, 270.
Jesus.
You know, it's not ideally where I want to be, but, you know, it's right now I'm really into powerlifting. I'm enjoying it.
Right, and you must hate when people come up and say how much you bench.
I mean, we all have that little bit of ego inside us, so you know, I just laugh and I have no problem telling them. You know?
I do the same thing. I go, I don't even work out, and they're like, I know. They're like, I know that. I just want to know how much you think you could lift, like 5-6 pounds, and you know, it's degrading, but that must be awesome. Like walking around the gym with the size that you're at. Do you ever bully people?
You know what? I was bullied as a kid. I was a soccer ball with arms and legs when I was growing up. So part of me, like when I was doing martial arts, was to give me that self-confidence. And the one thing I won't do is I will not bully others. Now, with that being said, if you're walking around my gym like a goofball,
right,
and you interrupt my workout, then yes, I have no problem putting you in your place,
right,
politely,
right,
nicely.
Right.
I'm not going to be a jerk about it, but you know, it does happen.
You see, that's the difference between me and you. If I had your size and ability, I'd be the biggest jerk on the planet. I would just bully. I'd bully kids at school. Like literally my kids' school, I'd go there and drink their milk in front of them. And I'd be like, what the fuck are you going to do, call the teacher? I'd beat the shit out of the teacher. You kidding me? Wedgies down the hallway. I'm talking 6-7-year-old kids. You gotta remember who you're talking to. You know that. You know,
yep.
It's like you're dealing with the lowest form of scum. Like, that's why I'm given what I am right now. It's just, I wish I was skilled at what you do. I'd use that for all it's worth. And I think there's a humbleness that you have, that you know that you could physically kill somebody.
You know, that's a big thing. At one point in my life, I would walk into a room and size up every single guy in the room. And the one thing I will say is, in any fight, one out of every 10 guys will beat you. It does not matter the training you have. It does not matter who you are. 1 out of every 10 guys will beat you. You know, you'll get even George St. Pierre's record. Nobody thought Matt Serra would knock him out, and sure enough, Matt Serra knocked him out.
Right.
You know, that was his 1 out of every 10. And I've learned that lesson the hard way too, and it's a humbling experience. But now I walk in the room and I smile and I want to know everybody's name, and I want to shake everybody's hand.
Right. That's great.
You know,
because I would, if I lose, I'm not a gracious loser. I am a loser, but not a gracious one. I will follow you into the bathroom, and if you're bigger than me, I will tackle you from behind. Okay? And the best is when somebody's taking a dump. What you do is you kick, because the guy doesn't want to fight you, he wants to wipe his ass, right? Yeah. So you pick your timing. That's what I do, and I pick the perfect timing.
Do you kick the stall door in while they're leaning forward?
No, I kick it, and usually when I kick it, I usually fuck up my knee. So the surprise is gone. That factor is gone. So usually I run away, and then the person needs to sit down because they're like, "What the hell was that?" You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a psychological game I play. You know.
Yep. Hey, I used to bounce. I bounced for 10 years. The worst fights to stop were the ones in the bathrooms.
Yeah, that's just I remember. Jeez, I remember going to just seeing some of the shit that would happen. There's a show called Bouncers. Have you ever seen that? And the shit that these guys got to go through, I'm thinking, nah, man, that's just, I couldn't.
Oh, you know what? You do it because you want to say you did it and that it was part of the lifestyle, but it was never worth it, and it's still not worth it to this day.
No, I'm thinking, as much as you're getting paid, the fucking guy could stab you. Like, no way.
It's not.
It's not worth. It's not worth. Your life. You know.
Now, like, I don't do that anymore, but I still am in the executive protection industry.
Right.
That's a little different. You know, you're dealing with the businessmen, and chances of anything happening are very, very small.
Oh, so like you will are you talking like about where a businessman will say, "Hey, I need protection going to a meeting," and you will be like his protection?
So yeah, like we do a thing called gun retention program, through the Gracie through our Gracie Academy, and I work closely with a company in San Diego that does a lot of executive protection down there. And whenever they have clients coming to Toronto to do business, one of their guys will fly up with that guy, and then I'll shadow as well.
Oh.
And literally, we're glorified babysitters and chaperones.
Oh, that is wicked. Did you ever get a woman?
I've had a few people. I mean, under contract, we're not allowed to say who we work for.
Right, sure.
But I've had a few. I mean,
like, what would you do?
Much and often.
What would you do if this is hypothetical? If you were on a jet and it was Hillary Clinton, right? And you're all alone. You're all alone, and she comes out of the bathroom naked. She's like, "Do me." What would you do?
Oh man, you know, anybody else on the plane?
No, well, yeah, but the doors are closed. The pilot's not going to look and slap your ass.
Yeah.
No one's there. It's just you and her.
You know, it's one of those things where if the angle's right, why not? But,
yeah, of course. I don't, you know what I mean? I would do Bill. I don't give a shit. It's the president. How many times are you going to have that? Like, come on, man. You gotta have a legacy. You gotta look at your buddies and go, hey, man, I hit that. They're going to go, ooh, that is fucking gross. But afterwards, they're going to say, dude, you're a man. That's what they're going to say. Folks, we've been talking to the owner and president of the Canadian Black Belt Academy. Can people join? Like, how do they, what do they do they show up? Like, how do they get a hold of you if they want to learn how to do this?
Well, I mean, they can give us a call. It's 905-857-4600. They can go boltonkarate.com or canadianblackbeltacademy.com.
Okay.
They just call us up. You know what? They take a class. If they like it, they get 30 days to train for free. It gives us a chance to evaluate them and make sure they're a good fit for our school.
Okay. And did you ever have somebody, like some schools, they take people in that should not be there?
That's what our 30 days is for. And I've had guys first class in, and I've told them, you know what, this isn't a school for you. It's, you know what, Vito, it's not about making. Obviously, it's a job for me. I got to make money.
Sure.
But I gotta make the right money doing the right thing. And,
right.
One bad apple will kill 5 or 6 of my students. It's not worth it.
Well, that's really awesome. That's good to hear, because I would do it for the money. You know, I'd do anything for money. So I would totally. Now, if I had a little.
What's that?
Sorry, if I had a little scrawny guy that was like 60 pounds, and he's like, I want to learn how to kick ass, I would totally. I'd have to, because of this day and age, you got to take the money, you know. But at the end, I would tell myself, I'm teaching him that one day. I don't think enough guys learn how to get into a fight. I think there's too many smartasses. Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys that have the mouth are guys that have never gotten to a good slap across the face, right?
They never do. And the one thing I've always taught my guys is, if you ever get approached by more than one guy and you have no choice but to fight your way out of the situation, the first guy you hit is the mouthy guy.
Right.
He's normally the fuel for the fire, and I've actually done that myself, and it saved my ass a few times.
Yeah, but don't you think that is in society way? I mean, we have UFC, we have these gyms, but there's like two categories of guys that want to learn, and other guys that have nothing to do with it, that for some reason go through life and don't understand what violence really is, you know. I think it's an integral part of being a man is to know how to fight, because believe it or not, bad shit's gonna happen.
Oh,
okay.
Absolutely. But let's be realistic here. I mean, fight or flight. Half people have fight, half people have flight.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's even greater. I mean, I think less people right now have the will to want to fight. You know, we're so complacent in society, and we're so, you know, the food we eat and the lifestyle we live. You know, you talk about 200 years ago, guys could do feats of incredible strength that you can't do anymore. And there's kids nowadays that can barely push a lawnmower 5 feet.
Yeah, because they
can't even start it.
Yeah, it drives me absolutely bonkers. I mean, I grew up at a time when, we had horrible video games. If I was home, my dad would kick my ass and say, "Go outside and play. What are you doing?" You know. These days, I mean, you see the shit that people eat. And it drives me nuts, too, because I start becoming complacent, too, where I go, you know what? Like, the time for the beach is 6 months away. I'll just eat like a fucking pig. And then the last month I'll freak out and work out. And it's really no good. You're really beating the shit out of your body.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
But at the same point in time, you got to enjoy your life. You got to live.
Sure,
So,
I have
to
sex
figure
all the
out
time with
what you're
hookers.
comfortable with.
Yes, that's an important thing. But you look like a good eater. You look like an Italian eater, and you look like you could polish off a lasagna no problem.
That's one of the problems being Italian, right? You can't.
Yeah,
you
but
love
you
that-
know,
you love that
like,
pasta.
but you know how the mothers are. When we go over, they're like, "Oh my God, you could be like 600 pounds." They go, "Oh my God, he's
Yeah.
starving to death. Look at him. He's only 600 pounds." Oh yeah, my mother will shove shit down my throat like, you know, she's a little woman, but she's constantly just here, just shovels it, you know.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely. Well, you know what? One thing I will say is I love my mother because she's taken on this lifestyle. So when I get there, it's a lot of just chicken and tuna. You know what I mean?
Right.
We try to avoid all the pastas right now. But you know, if it's the weekend and we're gonna eat, we're gonna eat. You know, I'm traveling right now. I'm in Vegas. I'm gonna eat. You know, I don't care.
yeah. Like, but you got to remember, Italian moms and even all moms, they love their sons. Like, I'm the firstborn, so I could kill somebody, and my mom would go, "What did they do?" You know,
Right.
and it's like, you know, if I break up with a girl, she's like, if it was a bad breakup, she's like, "Ah, she's a bitch. She's terrible for you," you know.
You know, two little things I will confirm with you. With my mother in high school, nobody called my mother to tell her I was in trouble because my mother fought tooth and nail.
Right.
But when I got home, if I was in the wrong, you knew it.
Oh, my mom, are you kidding me? My dad, they would call, I remember the principal office would call, because I used to sleep in the principal's room.
Yep.
I mean, that's where my class was, in the little room. People would walk by going, "Hey, look, it's Vito," and they'd wave at the window. You know, that's where I would stay. And my dad would tell them to beat the shit out of me there. And then when he gets home from work, you got an Italian father, they worked all day. So when they come home, the last thing they want to do is deal with you. So they, you know what I mean? It was different back then.
Yeah. And with the girlfriend thing, it's funny because every girlfriend I've had, my mother's chopped down after we broke up. And then I'm with a really good girl right now. And I said, you know, we kind of broke up. My mother's like, "What did you do?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm in trouble, and it kind of took me for a spin there. So.
Yeah. That's moms know best. If there's a girl that your mom, I remember my mom, whatever girl I'd bring home, they'd always be like, no. And I just go, is this woman ever gonna like anybody that I like? And then finally, when you bring the right one, she'll say, yes, this is the right one.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden you're always wrong.
Yeah. Now you're constantly in trouble and doubting yourself. I notice even when I drive and I'll take the exact same route, I doubt myself. That's how bad it's getting, Jace. All right, listen, I'll let you go. I know that you're in the hot tub with Jason. There's a big fight coming up. You're gonna relax. You're gonna win. And if Jason Saggo, we're talking to Jason Figliano. He is the owner, president, and Canadian Black Belt Academy. Go check out his school. He'll teach you the basics. He'll teach you how to kick ass. And if it's, I would go. You're just too far for me, dude. You're 2.5 hours away, or else I would go. I
got a private lesson that drives up from just east of Newmarket. It's about a 2-hour drive twice a week to see me.
Well, then I'll come out and visit, and you'll see how. But you know what? I don't like taking off my shirt because I got a lot of, like, my wife either shaves it, or I got a lot of zits, and I'm very, I don't like when people go, holy shit, look at the size of that thing. I think I'm going to get a tattoo of zits on my back.
Just get someone to airbrush or tattoo on the muscles.
I use a fake suit, like a muscle suit. I use that, and you know what sucks? I don't like when people touch me, So it's going to be, it's going to be a real weird session, okay? Because I do scream like a woman, so it'll be weird for you. But I want you to have a great time this weekend. Relax. I appreciate you taking the time, man. I appreciate you coming out to the show. It was really nice seeing you at the show the other day. You're a super nice guy. You're a teddy bear, but I wouldn't want to piss you off. Have fun. Don't you know, if you're gonna do anything crazy, just make sure you're wearing a rubber or something. You know what I mean? Just be careful.
No time for that, my friend. No time for that.
I know, that's what sucks. I talked to Chris Hordecki about
Yeah.
6 months ago, and he told me, he goes, yeah, I got a big fight, and blah. He was in Montreal, and I go, so are you gonna go out and get laid? And he's like, no. And I was like, are you, like, you're young, you could be out there, you're in Montreal, Montreal's the place to get laid. And he's like, no, man, I don't.
You know, if you're driving around in Ferrari, and I
Right.
say, here's a Corsica, go beat it around for a bit, you're really going to enjoy it. Let's be honest.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to get in your Ferrari and you're going to fucking blow by that.
But this is what I asked him, and I thought, like, I go, what if, like, just say you don't have a girlfriend, right? The day before the fight, just picture yourself the day before the fight. Like, would you let Jason do this? If two hot blondes were to say, I want a threesome with you, and they could have a threesome with him, would you let him have sex with them?
Absolutely not.
Oh, that's awful.
Absolutely not. You know what? The schedule, 48 hours before he fights, is so tight.
Right.
There's no deviating from the schedule.
But what like, see, that's where I would go, okay, I'd listen to you, and then I'd whisper to the girls, meet me in the bathroom. Like, I gotta find a way out of this. That is unbelievable. You would say, no, I can't. That is hardcore, folks. That is hardcore.
No threesome. Sorry, man.
That's after the fight, but not before.
After the fight, listen, once the fight's over, his hand is raised, he can do whatever he wants after.
Sure, he could go to the Roman orgies for all we care. But for
Go right ahead.
right now, he's got to keep it lock, stock, and barrel. That really sucks. Exactly. That is dedication. Because
and like I said, we're martial artists, so we wouldn't even do that anyways.
Right. That is freaky, man. I mean, you guys are so dedicated. Oh, jeez. Just talking to you makes me want to go to Tim Hortons and grab a donut. Honest to God. Just I don't even like, I look at you.
Caramel donut.
You got a physique like the Hulk, and Jason looks like he's ripped. He's got the stomach muscles. Like, you guys look fantastic. You don't. Then I ask him, like, oh, are you gonna go get hammered? Are you gonna go get drunk? You're like, we don't drink. And I'm like, holy shit! Like, you just dedicated. And this is gonna come out at the end. This will come out Saturday. All the hard work that you've put forward will all come out on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, we're talking to the Wrecking Crew. You're listening to the Wrecking Crew with Vito D'Amico. We're talking to Jason. Thank you so much, man. We're talking to Jason Figliano. Jason Saggo is there with him. Jace, have a good time, okay, and be safe, and come home with the. You're gonna come home as champs.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Jace. I'll see you soon, okay?
Take care, ciao.
Ciao.